we can do with our waste in the greenhouse. You know, our tilapia are a protein source, and when we're using the tilapia and cutting the heads off, cutting the tails off, there's really, you know, those things, I'm sure most of you have heard, putting those inside your garden is really, really good. If you bury a fish under tomato, you're gonna get a really good, awesome tomato plant. So Korean natural farming kind of took that to extremes, and they started to use the fish leftovers with a ratio of equal weight fish to equal weights brown sugar. What the brown sugar does is once you've like completely covered and saturated the fish scraps with the brown sugar starts to really pull out. It's like an osmotic pressure, pulls out all of the moisture out of the fish, all the nutrients, all the microbes that are all over them, all the minerals, especially if you're using like a saltwater fish. So a lot of people use salmon that have come from salt water into fresh water in that area. They'll take those and use those because they have a lot of different minerals in them. So if you ever get your hands on some of those, those are really the best ones to use. You can use any because fish have a lot of like fats, omega-3s, omega-6s, things that we really want to use. A lot of proteins. And those proteins, once you put them into brown sugar, they start to pull all of those, the brown sugar starts to, yeah, bring it out a little bit further. So the osmotic pressure starts to happen and the brown sugar pulls out all of those fats, all those minerals out into a slurry that after 6 months you can drain off. So we set this fish.
This has been about 4 weeks now.
Oh, longer than that. Probably about 7.
Imagine what fish is going to be like after about 4 weeks.
I know. I'm like,
oh yeah. So come look at it. It's pretty awesome. It doesn't smell bad.
It doesn't.
It smells like a fish sauce. Yeah, it's very sweet. This one is about 2 years old. I use it all the time. Check that out. Smell it. See it. You could
Taste
eat
it. You
it.
want to.
I'll pass. That's some really cool things about a lot of these things that you
sauce.
could eat them.
I don't like fish.
A lot of things you can't get on your skin. These you could actually ingest, so that's really cool. But yeah, it kind of smells like a fish sauce. But so a lot of those fats and those minerals are pulled out, and then you can use this as a foliar spray in your gardens. You can amend with it in your soils.
Just
Going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, oh no. I'm sorry.
water it down.
Oh yeah, big time. So this is another one that's, and you know, a lot of people are like, well, the sugar though, you're putting sugar out. Well, the dilution rates for this is also 1 to 1,000, and so you're not putting very much of this with your onto your plants. You're not getting a lot of the sugars. So this goes a very long way. I mean, that jar I've had for 2 years. It doesn't dwindle as fast as you think it would, but it's full of amino acids, which a lot of times plants are actually trying to convert. Well, the microbial life around the plant's trying to convert those things to amino acids. That's what a plant likes. And so this is just a full-on, you're just getting it right to the leaf surface and you're being able to use it as an amino acid onto the plant for a food. This also is a really good fungal food. So a lot of foods that we give to the worms and things like that, they're all going to feed our bacteria populations really well, but the fish amino acids are actually like a polysaccharide, so they actually feed our fungal life a lot better than a lot of the bacterias, which is really cool because we don't have a whole lot of things that do really well at feeding fungal life, and we need that ratio to be more fungal to bacteria when we're talking about amending soils and making them better. So that's another one that's really awesome for the garden. But Korean Natural Farming is really cool, and I encourage you guys to check it out. It's online and it's available, and it's really awesome because it's teaching you how to use things that you have. You're really looking around. You're not having to go outside, bring a lot in. So it's really awesome. So
Now, are you storing that like in the house where it's temperature regulated?
Yeah. Yeah. So right now we have it in a shipping container. If it gets any hotter, you don't want it to be in the baking sun, but as long as it's in shade, it's totally fine. And even if you have it inside, as long as you've cleaned it really good so that the sugar's not everywhere, because that's what the ants are after. Yeah. But vinegar really does a really well job of cleaning that up. And then, it doesn't smell. You can smell it. It's totally fine. So you put it wherever.
It can go in the house, just not the bones.
Yeah,
Not at the beginning.
No, I would not do that in the house.
Now it could go in the house, but at the beginning.
Chris Trump. So he went to Korea and worked alongside with Master Cho, which is founder of Korean Natural Farming, and he came back to America to teach it. So he's got some really awesome videos that are step by step on how to make some of these